Welcome student. I am Manoj Gokhale, working as assistant professor in Art, Commerce, Science College, Trambakeshwar. We are going to discuss the TY-BSc syllabus. TY-BSc syllabus, semester 3rd, subject analytical chemistry. First topic is the gravimetric analysis. This is the first chapter, the gravimetric analysis. In gravimetric analysis, we are going to see the introduction about the gravimetric analysis. We are knowing that today we are familiar about what is present in everywhere or in matter, whatever we have seen in our surrounding, that matter having the something that is due to the analysis. This analysis is possible, and due to the analysis we can able to find out what kind of the constituent is present in the given sample, and that is originated from the analytical chemistry. That analytical chemistry is a branch of the science which deals with the study of the analysis of the samples on the basis of the qualitative and the quantitative manner. Means what is the qualitative and what is the quantitative? This is again the another definition of the analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry, it is the branch of the science which deals with the analysis of the sample on the basis of the qualitative and quantitative manner. Here we have knowing that the question is arises, what is the qualitative analysis, what is the quantitative analysis. Again, when we are going to see the classification of the analytical chemistry, this analytical chemistry is classified into the two basic types on the basis, that is the qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. Then qualitative analysis is again classified into the two types, that is the inorganic qualitative analysis and another is the organic qualitative analysis. Here the inorganic chemistry we are knowing that in case of we can able to qualitatively determine, means how many constituents are present in the given sample is determined with the help of the qualitative analysis, while the quantitative analysis, if we are going to see the particular constituent is present in how much quantity is determined by using the quantitative analysis. Then in case of the qualitative analysis, on the basis of the nature of the compound, whether it is made up from the carbon or non-carbon, is decided the inorganic as well as the organic. What is the inorganic qualitative analysis? In which we can separate out or find out the constituent on the basis of the inorganic qualitative analysis, in which it not include the carbon constituent or carbon compounds in that particular analysis, means excluding the carbon, whatever we are going to find out the constituent. For example, in case of the NH4Cl, the NH4Cl is the NH4 plus ion or the Cl minus. These particular radicals are going to be determined. This is the one is the acidic, another is the basic radicals, and here we can find out the cations and anions which are soluble in the water in case of the inorganic qualitative analysis, while the organic qualitative analysis, for example, the oxalic acid, the benzoic acid, base, phenol, neutral, this particular analysis is done in case of the organic, means on basis of the nature we can find out the whether the given compound is acidic, basic or the neutral compound that is given for the analysis in case of the organic qualitative analysis. And here we can have the another branch, that is the quantitative analysis, and in which we are again classify this quantitative analysis into the two types. One is the classical, another is the instrumental quantitative analysis. Then what is the classical analysis? What is the quantitative analysis? Quantitative analysis means we can analyze the given sample for the particular constituent, and it determine the how much quantity it is present, and here we can say that it is the how many constituents are present with how much. That is the difference between the qualitative and quantitative analysis. Here is the how many means qualitative, how much means quantitative analysis, and this quantitative analysis is classified into the two types on the basis of the nature or the methods of the analysis, whether they are the modern or the classical. These classical methods are again classified into the two types, and that is nothing but the one is the gravimetric analysis, and another is the volumetric analysis, and another is the gravimetric analysis. And here instrumental methods having the different types, and that particular methods are the classified into the again several types as per their preparation, as per the nature of the instrument or which kind of the properties are determined by the instrument. For example, in case of the chromatography, in case of the electrogravimetry or electroanalysis, in which the electricity is the we can use as we are using the nuclear methods is also there, then kinetic methods are there, optical methods means the spectrophotometer, then on the basis of the mobile and stationary phase we are having the gas chromatography, HPLC, that is the high performance liquid chromatography. Basically we are going to study this particular gravimetric analysis here. That gravimetric analysis is the again branch of the quantitative analysis, in which it is the type of the classical analysis. Here we are knowing that the classical analysis is gravimetric analysis. For example, we are knowing there is the isolation and the weighing. Is done in case of the gravimetric analysis, and on the basis of the isolation of the pure constituent and their separation by using the filtration method, we can have the several steps are involved in case of the gravimetric analysis, and that should be used to detect the particular constituent in the quantitative manner, that is the separation of the pure form, or by using the some constituent we can prepare the precipitate, and that PPT should be the filter out, then it should be the weight, or sometimes it should be the ignite, and it gives the how much quantity of the given constituent are present in the given sample. Okay. Here we are going to see the gravimetric analysis. It is the branch of the quantitative analysis, and that is the classical method of the analysis. Then in case of the gravimetric analysis, we are going to see some common principle, that the common principle which is used to isolate the particular precipitate or isolate the particular constituent from the given sample. The first principle is the common ion effect. The common ion itself indicates that what is the common ion? The particular one of the common ion is in case of the any given sample, or the sometimes the nature of the sample is assigned, that samples are the when we are going to dissolve something in the water, that it should be having the solubility is the difference. The solubility is the difference means the some are the highly soluble, some of them less soluble, but there is again the solubility is nothing but the ionization. The ionization means there is the ion formation. For example, when you add the NaCl in the water, there is the formation of the NaOH plus the HCl, and this NaOH is nothing but it is the Na plus OH minus. While the NaCl is again the ionized means it is ionized as Na plus and Cl minus, and we are knowing that this NaCl is the strong electrolytes, so that it 100% ionized. But in some of the cases, if they are the weak ions and they are added in the water, or they are added in the some solvent, and in that particular solvent they are the weakly ionized, or we say that they are the weak ionization. For example, acetic acid. This is the weak electrolyte, and when it is added, or it is a weak acid, when it is added to the water, it ionizes as CH3, COO minus plus the H plus. This is the ions, this is the unionized. This is the ions, this is the unionized, and that unionized form, it is near about 95 to 99%, and this particular ionized form, it is lies from 5 to 1% or less than that. That's why they are called as the weak electrolytes. And this common ion effect is applicable to the in such cases where we are knowing that we want to be the PPT. PPT means precipitate, and it is the solid form. And in case of the gravimetric analysis, if you have take the two liquids are mixed together, that it gives separation of the phase. That phase is nothing but one is the solid phase, while the another is the liquid phase. Means what is the precipitate? It is the separation of solid from the liquid phase. That is nothing but the precipitation. Or there is a formation of the two phase from the one phase. Homogeneous portion, heterogeneous tayar. That is nothing but the separation of the solid from liquid phase is nothing but the PPT formation. It is nothing but the PPT formation, and it is also called as the precipitation. Then we are going to see the common ion effect. What is the common ion? In case of the common ion effect in the solution, we can add the third substance which contain one of the common ion, and it is the strong electrolyte. For example, in case of the acetic acid is the weak electrolyte, and we can add the sodium acetate, that COONA, and it is the strong electrolyte, so it dissociates or it ionizes as the 100%, COO minus plus Na plus, and here 100%, due to the 100% ionization, we can knowing that this particular ion, when it is added in the solution of the acetic acid, what happens? This is the ions and this is the unionized. This particular equilibrium is shifted to the, this is the left to the right hand side. Means this is the shifting from the ionized form to the unionized form, and that principle is used in case of the gravimetric analysis for the isolation or the precipitate formation of the given constituent. Here again we are going to see the another one example, that is we are familiar about that example, that the ammonium hydroxide. It is ionized as, it is a weak base, so that it ionizes weakly, Na4 plus OH minus. Here we are going to add the common ion, that is the NH4Cl, and in that particular case this NH4 plus and Cl minus. Here this NH4 is the common ion. This NH4 is the common ion which is added to the solution of the base, weak base, that is the ammonium hydroxide. That equilibrium is shifted from the ionized to the unionized form. That particular effect is called as the common ion effect. Means when in addition, due to the addition of the common ion, the equilibrium is shifted for the given solution or for the given reaction from the ionized form to the unionized form, or the ions will be the suppressed. It is the decrease of the ionization of the weak acid or base due to the addition of the common ion is nothing but that effect is called as the common ion effect.